Welcome to the fourth video, third review, final thing we got this evening. Up this time is the House of Da Vinci 3. The grand finale to the House of Da Vinci trilogy is here. Solve numerous new puzzles and mind benders and explore new mystifying locations of ravishing beauty. So it's another one of the house, it's the quote unquote final House of Da Vinci game, except it's not, because there's also the House of Da Vinci VR, which we did not get.
There he is.
I don't know if that is if that's like the first game but in VR, or if it's a new installment in VR. We didn't request the VR title because none of us has a VR rig. So this is it as far as our journey into the House of Da Vinci goes. And on that note, I suppose the question that comes up is what's new, what's different. I can't really answer that question because, we split the house titles amongst ourselves, but Petty will be able to, since, he's the one who's actually had to provide the background footage. So more on that later. But from what I get, via the marketing materials, I think what's new here is the Oculus Perpetua. The perpetual eye device. Unless that was introduced in a previous title.
What does this one do?
Okay, the Oculus Perpetua is this Da Vinci device that allows you to go back into the past.
Yeah, that was in the one I played.
Okay. Good to know.
I mean, it might not work exactly the same, but the time travel puzzle solution thing was definitely a thing.
Yeah. It's doing it here. Although time travel is an interesting way of saying, reveal things. I suppose I'm just kind of beating around the bush here. This is more of the same. Like, if you played, as far as I can tell, if you played the previous the House of Da Vinci titles, you played this one. Like, it's got the same kind of puzzles. It's got the same problems that we've complained about in these works. I guess to add to it, I forget if it came up in the first two titles, but this is trying to be manipulative puzzles. Like, they remind me of games from the Wii era where you'd imitate the actual motion of a device. And you have a lot of that here as well, and it's just as frustrating as it, in order to solve the puzzle, like with this crank and winch. Eventually, you'll have to unscrew something off of it, and you have to mimic the actions of a screwdriver with an actual screwdriver.
Yep, that was in the one I did too. They love their The more times you can make the player simulate the actual motion.
That's probably why we're not going to spend too much time here, because this game doesn't really innovate. It's like it's more of what came before. Maybe like the grand puzzle in this room. I don't know, like where you have to, the you got to manipulate this chandelier here in order to open a hit. Yeah, you're on your way to open up a hidden chamber, and it'll do that by slamming against the statue. And you've cut. Yeah. So what that leads to is some of my most hated adventure game problems, only magnified: pixel hunting, moon logic, as in, you've got to figure out what exactly the developers were trying to go for here. Because it's not just point and click.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this is probably a thing that they introduced in the other games, but there's also an internal hint system. So if you tarry too long in a certain area, the question marks start popping up. Like, I'm trying to remember. Like, how to solve this. Like, the puzzles themselves aren't necessarily difficult. It's just a lot of them require manipulation. Like, there's a later puzzle where you have to roll roll a metal bit along a rail.
Mm-hmm. Like it's
That
talking about
kind
something that fell off the chandelier, but I can't see it.
Yeah, and it does this free look thing, and it doesn't really do anything with it.
Oh,
Yeah,
here it is.
you have free look, but not completely free.
Well, it's also it kind of deters from the experience because there's a whole lot of there's the Oculus Perpetua.
Yeah, it's like I said when I was reviewing too. It attempts to have it both ways between a free move, free look game and a like Myst style. You shift between fixed perspectives, and in each fixed perspective, you can see what you need to do thing.
Yeah.
And honestly, ends up not serving either very well.
Yeah. And once again, if you played the previous entries, this is going to line right up with those. Honestly, like, for this kind of puzzle game experience, I much preferred the Room series of adventure games, one of which we reviewed some time ago on the program. This is just much better contained, much more expansive. Each one built on each other, and here we go. You got to attach that, and then then I think you have to wind that up. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
This is a lot of what the puzzle solving is in this game, and then you gotta pull that out, and kind of have to do this a couple of times.
Literally a couple times.
Yeah, like, once again, isn't this out of a Wii game?
Yeah, no. I think my whole issue with like when I played them is these feel like a bunch of digital desk toys.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see that comparison. They're so once again, they're fine for what they are. It's just I don't think any one of I don't think we've ever been impressed with one of these too much.
It's definitely one of those things, like, they can be impressive, but there's so much, like, hunting for little bits that it just becomes monotonous.
Yeah, it's the extra steps that I really hate.
Yeah.
It's like, look, point-and-click adventure games can be finicky on their own. It's like this Wii manipulation bullshit just compounds the problem.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's kind of like if you enjoyed the first two, you probably already bought in. And, if you're looking to enter into the series, I don't know why you would be looking at part 3.
Mm-hmm.
So, really the only reason we're covering this is because just sheer obligation.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to say that this is completely the same.
There is always the possibility in the third entry of a series that they make it completely different and it either sucks or starts getting good then.
Well, not
in this case at all.
Yeah. Well, not here. It's like, no, I can definitely say if you played the previous entries, you know what you're in for here. It's just, this is going to be the grand capstone. And I think, like, you either like this or you don't.
Mm-hmm.
In terms of price,
known by the end of the first one if you wanted to continue with the series.
Yeah. And in terms of pricing, it clocks in the exact same price as the others, $20. Probably best to buy them all together, or just get the first one.
I was gonna say get the first one. If you like it, then buy the other two.
Yeah.
Because like these aren't awful games. It's just for a certain type of person.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, that's all I got. Anything else from your end, guys?
Not really.
All right.
I think I've said my bit.
All right. All right. So we conclude the saga of the House of Da Vinci. Because odds are we are never reviewing the VR title.
Unless you want me to vomit all over the floor, because that's how that review ends.
Anyway, coming up on the week ahead. Right. So on Wednesday, July 23rd, we will be welcoming Min Guzman Lee of Ultimo Ratio Game. And we will be talking about Alpha Response. So apparently Guzman is the creator or one of the creators of the original Counter-Strike mod. And this is his latest follow-up. Out now in early access. So, gonna be an interesting interview. Because I'll be honest, Counter-Strike is one of those things that I never got into. So, if you're looking for like an in-depth interview between, like 1.6 and 1.8 and how the knife operates, that kind of deal, that ain't going to be this interview. Just gonna put that forward here because, there are those fanatics out there. Like, anyway, no Friday show this week. And we do have a new episode of MSP happening as well. So until next time, I shall wish you good gaming.